Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today. It is Monday the 4th, which means we are ever so close to the launch of our January-June mini catalogue from tomorrow. So I still can't show you the inside of this catalogue, but if you've got it and you love it, then do let me know. And if you haven't got one and you want one and you don't work with a demonstrator, please also let me know. Oh, you have to be in the UK. And I'll send one out to you. And then with the mini catalogue launch, of course, we do have the start of celebration, which means free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff, right? So this little mini brochure will have some items in there that you can earn with qualifying orders. So the qualifying orders will be a minimum of £45. Some items will only be available with an order of £90, depending on the kind of thing that's in there. So if you've got it in your hands, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Tomorrow, if you pop by, we will be working with Celebration products and I'll be able to show you a little bit more about it. Okay, but today we're going to feature I'm going to make a card using this set. Okay, called Vine Design. It has coordinating dies together. This is going to be, if you order this, you will qualify for a celebration item. Okay, and it's on page 62 of the new mini if you have it in front of you. So this I just loved this. I like the sentiments. I like the fact we've got a with sympathy, even though it's not a nice sentiment, it's a good one to have in our stash, along with all the other wonderful generic things that we need. And who doesn't love flowers and blooms, and even better, dies that will cut out said flowers and blooms as well. So this is a stunning die set. It's called Flowering Vines. So we've got these beautiful detailed accents. We've got the banner that coordinates with the stamp, and all of these coordinate with the little floral elements in there as well. I think the only thing we haven't got a die for are the actual leafy vines. Okay, so fantastic. I think this is super duper gorgeous. So this is what we're working with today. Okay, so now I'm going to make space for myself because now those are in my way, so just bear with me a second. So what I did was I actually used a Facebook colour challenge to kickstart the inspiration on this. So we're going to use the same colours. So these are Pretty Peacock, Pumpkin Pie and Pear Pizzazz. Okay, so the only ink I actually ended up using was the Pretty Peacock. Oh no, and the sorry, Pumpkin Pie for the flowers. I didn't use the Pear Pizzazz ink, I used that in the cardstock. So that's what we're making. So as you can see, I've used the circle and the oval. So shock horror, we're going to bring in the rectangle just so that we can see how the same colours, theme, etc. can pan out. And of course I didn't want you to sort of sit and watch me die cut loads of stuff, so I've already got a Pretty Peacock card base and my white card layer. This is slightly smaller than normal, so what have we got? 3.5 by 5.25 that is, so we get a nice bit of the peacock showing. With my normal card layers you only get a little bit of the edge showing, so I wanted a bit more. And then as with all the others, I pulled out a coordinating die set to layer this on top of. So in this case I've used a stitch rectangle. The circle and the ovals actually fit really well with the layering circles and layering oval dies. Okay, the stitched ones, the largest ones, were just a fraction too small for my liking. They didn't quite peek out behind the detail. Okay, so the layering dies worked really well with those, and I actually used the scallop ones just for a little bit of extra interest. I do love the circle though, I have to say. And then for this one, the layering shapes don't come in rectangles, but we've got the stitch rectangles instead. And look at that, it's almost like they were designed to go together. I suspect that might have been the case. Right, so as with all the other designs, you'll be able to pick out elements that coordinate with the stamp. So we've got this little 4-petaled flower here. We've got this this sort of star-shapey one there, and we've got this larger detailed one in the middle. Okay, so those are the 3 shapes we've got. So what I did was count up how many I needed of everything, got them all stamped with pumpkin pie, and got them all die cut. So that wasn't it didn't take ages, but I don't think you want to sit and watch me do it on the video. Okay, so that's how far we've got, and basically we're gonna stick it together with you, all right? But I just wanted to show you how we got there, what the path was to get there. So we have got to do a little bit of gluing. So the first thing we're going to do is get this set down onto our rectangle, and I'm going to bring in a silicone sheet just because I don't want the glue going through onto my work surface. So of course we could die cut this with some sticky sheet on the back, if that's what you would like to do. I do think that the detail on this might make it a bit awkward to make sure that all the bits come out if you use the sticky sheet, but that is something you can try. So I'm just going for sort of the centres of these flowers here and there. Show if you can see one. And that should provide enough anchor. This glue is very strong, I have to say. Okay, and believe it or not, that's probably going to be quite sufficient. And also when we stick the flowers on, the glue will kind of seep through, if you like, and anchor that even more. So I'm just eyeballing that. The wet glue is going to give us a teensy bit of wriggle room before we press that in place. Just going to hold my hand over that just for a sec. And there we go. That's stuck down enough, basically. Okay, so we can just leave that to dry for a little moment whilst we just quickly put a bit of shape on these flowers. So do you know, I can't find my little I've got a little sponge mat that I usually use to shape flowers with, and I cannot find it anywhere, but it turns out the palm of my hand will do. And like I say, this stylus tool, if you've seen me do this before, you'll know I've had it a million years, because that's how long I've crafted for, a million years. And yeah, it's just really good at getting some nice bounce to petals and things. It might have even been marketed as a flower shaper, I can't actually remember. These little teeny dudes, I'm just going to go onto just going to shape them from the front and just make them those little sort of cup shapes. Okay, and you know, you don't have to shape these flowers, but I just think it just gives them a little bit of life. That one didn't die cut so great, but it won't matter. Yeah, almost done. I think I needed 10 of these in the end, I think. 4, 8, yeah, 10 of these little ones, 4 medium ones and one of the big ones. There we go. Okay, so then I'm still going to use my my liquid glue, and I'm almost going to sort of spot where those centres are going to be. So I'm just going to put, I call it a pearl of glue if you like. So can just put those on. You could offset them if you wanted to, if that's your preference. I just think they look, can't pick them up. I just like to line them up over the design. I can see stenciling with this, I can, all sorts of things. And then this is obviously just one colourway. Gosh, there must be, if you can think of it, you can do it, right? And obviously this background piece, whilst obviously it is foliage, doesn't have to be green. I think this would look good with metallics. So that way there's some foil. Or, I'll tell you what is coming, which you may have seen on other people's showcases and sneak peeks. There's some beautiful pearl paper coming. That'd be cool. There we are. Lovely. So it takes a minute or two, but I wouldn't say this was overly time consuming compared to some things. Maybe I should have put those down first and then put that one over the top. But anyway. Gorgeous. And then what we need, of course, is some bling in the centres. So I'm going to stick with the rhinestones that I've used on all the other ones. One thing I didn't get out. May need to open another packet. And a pokey tool is what I need. Take your pick tool. So with this we will be able to just add those to the centres of each of these guys. Again, depending on your design, you may want to use, we've got the champagne version of these. We've got some wonderful metallic pearls in gold and silver. We've got regular pearls, of course, which can be coloured. And in fact, these can actually. These could be coloured whatever you like to coordinate with your project, which is fab, right? So I do like clear or white products because that is it does then open up those opportunities to customise them. So ribbons, for example, a white ribbon can be coloured with the alcohol blend markers. So I've done that a couple of times when there hasn't been something to match. Ooh, I've got enough. Gonna end up with just one left on the sheet. That's funny. Bless it. Have we got them all? Yep. Just one little gemstone all on its own. It's fine. I'm sure we'll get used at some point. So there we go. That is our topper. Isn't that just great? And it didn't take that long to make at all. So that is super duper duper, and we can get that positioned onto our what do you call it? What is that called? A white layer. In fact, actually, let's do this in the right order, shall we? Let's put that onto the card. Stamp and seal. I've got so much stuff on my desk at the moment because I'm trying to. I've got Blog Hop this coming weekend. So that's all about celebration. Check out, so look out for that at the weekend on Saturday. Everyone, well, a number of people will be taking part in the blog hop, so watch out for a post on my page, and then that will link obviously to everybody else who's participating. So if you're wanting ideas, that will be the place to get them, because everyone will have chosen something different to work with. I know what I'm going to do, and I've got stuff everywhere to prepare for that. Right, so the stitch rectangles, they are a little, the sizing is a little bit straight off for for British cards, because they're designed to fit the American A2s. And I'm just trying to think ahead before all this glue sets as to where my sentiment's actually going to go. But it would appear that that is where that has landed, so we're going to go with it. Because the banner is actually quite long, but it might fit across that bottom quite nicely. Okay, so obviously that just needs to dry. That will be fine. And I've got a bit of white cardstock there, and I've got these two stamps. I've still got the congratulations. What have I done? Thinking of you and congratulations. What else? Well, we do have the, let's not deal with sympathy, let's just do another congratulations, because we don't want sympathy cards, do we really? Pretty Peacock ink. Now, this, I was worried that the lining up of this was going to be tricky, because it's a red rubber stamp. However, because it's straight, straight lines basically that you can line up this and line up that, it's actually quite straightforward to line up, provided you can get your head over it. So apologies if you do see a little little bit of grey hair appearing in front of your camera. I'm going to try and do it from a distance, but I just can't. So I want you to see what I'm doing, but because I can't get my head over it, we do run the risk of it being a little on the wonky side, but we'll just go with it. At home, you will obviously be able to line that up much more accurately. Oh, it's not too bad. Probably sitting a little low, but it's straight. Okay, so that'll do nicely. Pretty Peacock, lovely colour. So the Pretty Peacock is in the collection that will retire in the summer, so that's one to get used. So there is a coordinating die for this, which I have put, where have I put it? It's because I wanted to clear some space. Here it is. So we're going to line that over the top. And of course this, in fact all of those dies will go through the mini cut and emboss machine, if you have that, as opposed to the large one. So we'll just run that through quickly. I happen to have my Big Boss on my desk at the moment, because I was doing some work with some larger dies yesterday, so the Big Boss was out. And there we go. Isn't that really, really pretty? Super duper. Okay, and of course we could have mixed and matched the inks on that quite easily. We could have brought in a bit more of the pepper pizzazz on the outline or whatever. World your lobster. World is your lobster. Is that so? Don't forget to use up all the strips of your dimensional edges. So I've got all sorts of little bits and pieces. That are great for sentiments and things like that. And then I think this is going to fit really nicely underneath here. I did this with the other one because your fingers get in the way. You can't see where your so I like them to be lined up, so the wet glue just gives you a moment to See, that's a bit too far over to the, oops. That's better. And then line it up with the bottom edge. Brill. Okay, right, so that was card number 3 with Vine Design and the coordinating dies. Flowering Vine. Bundle price will qualify you for a celebration item from tomorrow. Who can't wait to get it? I love it. I think it's brilliant. And of course all these elements could be used separately, individually and together and all sorts. Super duper. Love it. Okay guys, click in the description bar for links to shop and stuff like that. Won't be able to put in a direct shop link for products that aren't available yet, but I'll put in all the other little bits and pieces that I used today. Thanks ever so much. Stop by tomorrow. Celebration stuff. Woohoo! Okay, so exciting. Can't wait. Take care everybody. Stay safe. See you tomorrow. Bye.